healing groom.
Ms. Campbell, what time did you get here?
8:30. I have.
Oh, you did? Okay, Mr. Serrano, when did you speak to Ms. Campbell?
Oh, about an hour or so ago.
Only at 11:30 you spoke to her?
He spoke. We're all set to go.
Well, I understand that, but my point is though, is that since she was scheduled at 8:30, I'm not sure why she was just spoken to at 11:30. We're going on the record in the matter of Rouletta Campbell, 23896, and appearance counsel.
Your Honor, Mr. T. Serrano, B232A, hearing on behalf of Ms. Campbell. And Your Honor, for clarity, I was taking care of other matters. As soon as someone told me Ms. Campbell was here, I spoke to her at the first day meeting.
Counsel, I'm not suggesting you weren't taking care of other matters, but we need to make sure that the individuals that are checking in that are earlier on the docket are being handled sooner than the other one. That's what I'm indicating. Ma'am, your name, please.
Lolita Campbell.
All right, so today's the date scheduled for a probation violation. And this was scheduled for September 18th. However, there was a bad connection on Monday, so we adjourned it to in-person today. And counsel, your client is currently on probation to this court for operating while visibly impaired, which is an amended charge from a high BAC and a carrying concealed weapon while under the influence. And it's alleged that your client has tested positive for marijuana August 2nd, August 15th, and positive for marijuana and alcohol September 5th, all of this year. That would be technical violations 2, 3, and 4. And counsel, what's happening today?
Your Honor, I spoke to my client. We talked about the possible consequences. She's waiving her right to an actual hearing, and she's admitting guilt as to all allegations. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this man to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Okay. And you understand what the allegations are, correct?
Yes.
And as to the allegations, ma'am, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And you've gone over your advice with your attorney, correct?
Yes.
And that's for the probation violation purposes, correct?
Yes.
And you understand all of those rights?
Yes.
And you understand the recommendation in this matter is for you to continue to complete all terms of probation, pay a $50 probation violation fee, increased testing, and 10 days jail.
Ms. Campbell, you've heard the court. Were you acknowledged that you were on probation to this court?
Yes.
And under that probation, you had terms and conditions, such one of them being no drugs or alcohol unless prescribed. Is that correct?
Yes.
I need you to be louder, ma'am, please.
Yes.
And on the dates alleged, August 3rd, August 15th, and September 5th, had you consumed alcohol and or drugs that were not prescribed to you?
Yes.
Satisfied, Your Honor.
The court is also satisfied that it is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea. The probation violations indicate technical violations 2, 3, and 4. And counsel, as to the recommendation.
Your Honor, my client tells me she's done everything that the probation department wants her to do to this point, other than abstain from the drugs or alcohol. Yes, she also has taken further step of getting a letter that should be incorporated in the file to the probation department from a treating physician saying why my client needs to have medical marijuana. She does have a card, is that correct, ma'am?
Yes.
A marijuana card. And she will abide by the court's orders, Your Honor. We hope the court would adopt the recommendations, but not send her to jail. Put that jail in your pocket, so to speak, and perhaps in a jail review to see how my client's doing. I told her that if she violates in this way or any other way, the court's conditions, then she sent herself to jail. I believe she understands that now, Your Honor, and she's ready to move forward.
Okay, well, your client was sentenced in June, and with the statement that she's complying except for the alcohol and marijuana, that's a big thing because your client had a high BAC and also was in possession of a gun at the time of the arrest. And she's on probation for operating while visibly impaired for alcohol. So the continued consumption of alcohol is problematic, extremely problematic. And so let's talk about this letter, ma'am. Who's your doctor?
I don't know his name. It was at it's called Green Shores and St. Clair Shores.
Right, and so that's just a regular clinic.
Yeah.
Right, that you can get your marijuana card from, correct? Yes. You need a letter from your treating physician, somebody that you have a doctor-patient relationship with.
My doctor told me they can't legally do that.
What do you think? Can't
My
legally do
primary
that?
care doctor, they told me they couldn't do anything that has to affiliate with marijuana products. They didn't give me a letter, giving me approval to be able to smoke it under their conditions.
Okay, well, I don't know why, maybe some federal funding that your client, your doctor receives, I have no idea. However, I will indicate that there are individuals that do send in documentation regarding communication from their treating physician, whether it's a chiropractor, a therapist, psychiatrist, an internist, whatever it may be.
So my primary care doctor can do it, because those are the ones that told me they couldn't. They weren't certified to do something like that. That's what we don't.
Okay, I don't know what certified to do that would mean.
Like as far as like prescribing somebody to use marijuana for whatever use, they said
I
they
am-
may have to go to a different doctor for it.
Okay, well, that would be a different doctor, somebody that you need to have a treating relationship with, right? Somebody that knows your health history. Not just somebody you walk in, give them whatever information you give them, and then you walk out with the card.
Yes, I understand.
So, you didn't have that approval for your August 2nd, August 15th, or September 5th test, yet you still tested positive for marijuana.
Yes.
And for sure you don't have a card to use alcohol.
No.
Now, what part, ma'am, of not to consume any alcohol or drugs are you having a difficult time with?
To be honest, I have a few things that I've been dealing with. I recently just bought my first home. My nephew just killed himself, and my child, I'm having issues with the child's father because,
Speak up.
to be honest, I'm not sure if this is why he's treating me and my child differently since I purchased my first home, but my child's father has been treating me and my child differently since this has happened. I bought the home on August 2nd, so I've been kind of stressed out dealing with that, and I'm a single mother. I can't drive right now because my license is still suspended, which I did not know until I received a ticket in Taylor for driving on a suspended license. Secretary of State sent me a letter stating that I should keep this letter with me while I drive, stating that I will have a restricted license. So I didn't know that I wasn't gonna get a restricted license. So today I have court in Taylor for that incident today that I'm dealing with. And I just been kind of dealing with a lot of things. So I did have a slip up. I haven't drank since then. But the marijuana usage, I have been using marijuana.
So you deal with your stressful situations by using alcohol and marijuana?
Mainly marijuana. I'm not really a drinker. I drank for one time and that
Well,
was.
now it's twice.
That's like,
Well, you drink alcohol, that's why you're here, and a lot of it, because you were a .17,
yes.
and then now when you violate it.
Yes. I extremely apologize for my actions, and I'm here to take accountability for everything.
Well, here's the thing, you have 3 violations here, 3. And your numbers for your marijuana went up August 2nd to August 15th, and then again on the September 5th test. And what did you have to drink for your September 5th, before your September 5th test?
I had 2 beers.
2 beers.
I was cooking and marinating my food with the beers, and I just drank the rest of it.
Ma'am, it sounds as though you're going in a good direction, owning your home and whatnot. However, all that's in jeopardy because you don't want to follow this court's orders.
I understand.
What time's your court date in Taylor?
2:15.
And how did you get here today?
I got dropped off.
Who dropped you off?
My friend, her name is Kai,
And where does Kai live?
in the Springs, that's in the back of the courtyards.
In Taylor?
Yes,
And you live in Warren.
yes.
So she went from Taylor to Warren to pick you up, to bring you back to Wyandotte.
No, I came out here last night.
And so what kind of car do you drive to get back and forth to work?
I'm not driving the car at all right now because my license is suspended.
How are you getting back?
I catch rides. I moved to Warren to be more convenient for everything as far as work. And my daughter is going to school because it's 3 blocks down the street, so I just walk her to school in the morning and pick her up.
All right, well, here's the court's going to adopt the recommendation. The court's going to indicate you're continue to complete all terms of probation, fixed out probation violation fee, 10 days jail, increased testing. I will give you time to report to jail, man, so you can appear at your court date in Taylor. You have to report by Friday, September 22nd.
Report back to the courthouse here.
Now you're gonna stop over at probation. Michelle will tell you how to go about reporting. And man, just so we're clear, right now you don't have approval from this court. Since you did not hand your medical marijuana card when you first came to court, you don't have approval until you have something from a treating physician or somebody that's not just a clinic doctor from the marijuana clinic, okay?
Okay, I understand. So I just want to make this clear today. I do have to take the drug test and it will be positive from now on.
When's the last time you used marijuana, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
You have a pending violation date today because you're using marijuana and alcohol. And it's alleged you have 3 violations from use of marijuana. And you're still using marijuana.
I thought that since I got the card and the letter, I'll be.
There wasn't any communication from the court that was approved, was there?
No. And I
No.
apologize.
And I have to tell you, ma'am, I have concerns that you have an addiction to marijuana and you don't need it for medicinal purposes. You cannot seem to not use marijuana, which tells the court that there's likely an addiction issue. Please go see Michelle. She's going to give you the information regarding reporting.
Your Honor, is there any jail credit that could be applied?
No.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Are we here for sentencing?
Yeah, Judge, we're here for sentencing. You see at the fifth page of life of probation. There's one letter of support, I would like to submit support from her daughter.
Okay. Court is calling 2023 CR 5382B, State of Texas versus Elsa Morales. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Glenn paying for the defense.
And are you Miss Morales?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you entered a plea on August 14th. You entered a plea of guilty, applied for deferred adjudication. The state is asking that your punishment be assessed at 1 year in the state jail facility. They're remaining silent on your recommendations and they're taking certain cases into consideration. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yeah, there actually wasn't a PSI created in this court. You asked to reset. We asked for the PSI to get the letter, then you just wanted to see the criminal history.
Yes. So is there criminal history available for the court? Thank you. Okay. All right, the court has reviewed the criminal history. Defense, do you have any witnesses?
Judge, no witnesses. Like I said, we just have one support letter on behalf of Ms. Morales. It's her daughter, stating how she helped, that Ms. Morales helps take care of children, and she was working as a home health care, also supplied money for the family. We're going to ask that the court grant her probation in this case, and let her continue to support her family.
All right, why are you stealing?
That was a bad choice. I wasn't thinking.
Why are you involving a child in theft? Because it says that this was the MO, go to the store, put things in a cart, and then have a child push the cart outside. So you're basically unwittingly making a child a criminal. Why are you doing that? I mean, your attorney was not there, so he can't answer this question. You did it. You took a child in Target, or as we say, Target. You took a child there, loaded things in a basket, and for that child to know to just push that cart towards all points of sale tells me that somebody told that child, this is what's going to go down. We're going to go in, we're going to put items in this cart, and you just keep pushing it. So why?
I have no words for that.
Yes. And how old was the child that you all involved in your criminal activity who now thinks it's okay to engage in criminal activity?
5 years old.
All right. So you took a 5-year-old. And what day of the week was this? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, what day?
I'm not sure.
All right. Was it a school day?
No, I'm not too sure.
All right, so you take this 5-year-old, walk me through it. So the 5-year-old is pushing the cart out, and obviously police are called, right?
Right.
And did they speak to the 5-year-old? What is the 5-year-old thinking? Do you know? I know somebody will probably object to speculation, but I just want to know, what was the 5-year-old doing when police are there? I'm assuming you all were placed in handcuffs.
I was already in the car. It was with his mother.
Mhm. All right, so it was you and his mother who was stealing. Is that what you're saying?
We were already out and the mom told him to leave it there and he did it.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Somebody else helped the little boy push it out.
All right, so someone helped the little boy push the cart out after you all were committing a theft from Target. And what items were you all taking?
It was stuff for the kids.
No. Don't put this on the children. What items were you taking?
Toys.
And what else?
It was clothing.
So you're teaching children that in order to get things, they should steal. That's what you're teaching. And you left out to the tune of $553.69. So how full was the cart that you were taking out?
It was full.
All right. And then now I've received this letter where you took a child to help you steal, and somebody is saying that you're taking care of children and you're a home health care provider. I don't allow people in this courtroom who are on probation to be home health care providers. And who are you providing health to? Is this a relative?
No.
Right. So I don't know how you're able to take care of children and be a home health care provider.
Those are my kids that I take care of.
Mhm. I don't think you're a good candidate for probation because it appears that your background is littered with theft cases and you're here on a theft enhanced. And how old are you?
43.
I mean, you're old enough to know better. It's not like you're 20 or you're 19 and you have peer pressure. So again, tell me, why are you stealing? It says here that you have a job, that you can pay for things. I don't
I didn't
understand
have
the
a job
stealing.
at that time, Your Honor, but that doesn't excuse for it.
I'm sorry, what?
I didn't have a job at that time, but that doesn't excuse for it.
And it certainly doesn't excuse involving a 5-year-old in your criminal activity. So again, why should I give you probation? The state is silent. Why should I give you probation?
Because I gotta take care of my kids. There's no fathers involved for my children.
Well, when you were using the 5-year-old to steal items, were you thinking about, who's going to take care of my children if I am at the Bexar County Jail? Were you thinking about that?
No, Your Honor.
And if something would have ended up happening, sometimes when people go to places and they steal, sometimes people end up getting shot. If that 5-year-old would have been shot, you know what would have ended up happening? You would have been on somebody's news, boo-hooing and crying about how it's unfair that your child was shot. So what am I supposed to do about this? You won't stop stealing.
I will, Your Honor.
Now, did you say that to the last judge, that you were going to stop stealing? How many times in your lifetime on this planet, as a 41-year-old, have you had criminal cases for stealing? Now, mind you, name them all because I've read the report.
Like, I believe 5 cases.
And you have not learned anything from that. What you've learned, obviously, is to continue to steal and start this idea where you take a child in with you, you put items in a cart and you just have them pushing it out. In my mind, I can imagine this 5-year-old, because when you see children pushing carts, they're not even old enough to stand and look over the cart. They're just struggling, barely pushing it. And I'm always thinking to myself, why doesn't a parent help that child push their cart?
Your Honor, we told him to leave it there and he continued pushing it out. That's when the other 2 people helped him.
Oh, so now you're saying
Yeah, that's what we did.
you did not include him in your criminal enterprise.
We told him to leave it there and the other 2 people, random people, helped him.
Oh, so this is not a theft case. You were not intending to have him steal. Is that what you're telling the court?
That's what happened.
No. Are you telling the court that this was not a criminal enterprise, that you or somebody loaded a cart at Target with items The 5-year-old was pushing it and you're continuing putting items in a cart totaling over $500. And then as he's pushing the cart past points of sale, you're telling him, oh, just leave that there. Maybe you're telling him, we don't have money for that. We just loaded up the cart for some unknown reason and we have no money for that. Is that what you're telling the court? If not, let me know. I mean, I wasn't there, state wasn't there, your counsel wasn't there. I'm just trying to figure out if that's what you're telling me. If that's not what you're telling me, say, judge, no, that's not what I'm telling you. I'm not going to take that as a sign of disrespect, okay? So are you telling the court that you all loaded up a cart of items at Target? The 5-year-old is pushing the cart and you're telling the 5-year-old, leave the cart there. We don't have any money for these items. And your intent was just to walk out. Is that what you're telling the court?
To walk out without the stuff, like to leave the stuff there.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Judge, with this testimony elicited from my client at this time, I think we need to ask the court to withdraw her plea.
All right, that'll be denied. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to find you guilty. Court is going to sentence you to 1 year in the state jail facility. Give you credit for any time served. Take in consideration GJ 812055, JN number 2127782. Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, I did.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. Good luck to you. Do not steal. Do not take what does not belong to you, and do not involve children in your enterprise. All right, Shalice Schnitz.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. So where are we on this case?
Well, first, we don't consent to appearing on YouTube,
All right, that motion is denied. Where are we on this case?
but I would like to make a record, Judge, about having to appear on YouTube.
All right, where are we on this case with regards to discovery?
So you won't let me make that record, Your Honor?
The motion will be heard when you file your notice for pretrial motions to be heard. Right now, where we are is there's a motion for blood discovery. There was an agreed order. Where are we on that?
Judge, the blood discovery was provided to defense. They provided it electronically. We sent the link to files, I'd say a few weeks ago. Defense has access to those files through those links for about a year.
All right. So is there any other outstanding discovery?
Defense did bring to my attention through email earlier this morning, 2 or 3 items that I did not have the chance to fully check the electronic discovery to see if they were in there. It's statements from witnesses that were taken at the scene. There's a lot of discovery here, so I couldn't say whether or not we've already provided it. If I get a short amount of time, I couldn't verify that.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, give me a 30-day reset for discovery, please. This will be the final discovery date, and we'll hear motions on that date.
And Your Honor, there's also a outstanding motion to modify conditions of bond. Ms. Schnitz, and this is one of the reasons we don't want to be appearing on YouTube.
Mhm.
Ms. Schnitz has been ordered by the court not to drive.
Mhm.
She has a vehicle in her driveway that is being in the process of being repossessed. Obviously, these are very personal matters. She's also in a child custody dispute with the father of her children. And he is using these videos in her.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset? At that time, the court will hear your motions. And at that time, that's the last time the court will have this set for any outstanding discoveries. So you all need to confer, and you all need to make sure that you have all of your discovery.
Yes, Judge.
Can we get the ignition interlock device removed from her vehicle?
I will have the discovery hearing, and I will have the motions hearing in 30 days. Everybody needs to be prepared for motions.
And if the car gets repossessed before then, Judge?
All right. What date, Ms. Ferguson? All right, October 26th.
Thank you,
Okay.
Judge.
Thank you. And Norma, set this for motions on that day at 10:30. Are you able to be here at 10:30 on that day, council? Oh, it's October 26th.
We also go our request tonight.
All your motions will be heard on that date.
Will you hand me my screen box?
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it?
No, no.
Okay.
I have no patience for that. And trust me, out of the day, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs the drink.